So we have a video from IMDB, their official YouTube channel, and it's about Manjummel Boys, where the director Chidambaram is talking about some behind the scenes stories, the Malayalam fans and the Guna Caves. So very interesting video. Let's have a look. And if you haven't seen the original video, I'll put the link section. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Chidambaram and I'm here to take you behind the scenes with IMDB.
All right. Even it's fed in my brain, this song now. Okay.
I would say one thing, the skull I show in the film, you know, the skull of the monkey. Actually, I got it when I went into Guna Caves for the first time. So it almost looks like.
I think he talked about it in the Kamal Hassan interview.
Monkey skull when he got into Guna Cave, like for shooting Guna, and that exact skull is he has used it in the movie. There is a shot where like 3 monkey skulls are placed, so that skull comes from Guna.
Challenging day.
The challenging day, like of course we are shooting in a high altitude place which is cold, and we are coastal people, and every day was hard. We have to wake up very early, like, and when we had permission to shoot Guna Caves, the real Guna Caves, our timing was like morning 5 to morning 9 a.m. We had to finish shoot by 9 a.m. and get out before the tourists and the public,
before the people
comes.
Okay.
So that was like a pretty hard part. Like every day we had to like take all this equipment plus all this crew down the caves, which is a very dangerous place. We have a lot of holes here and there. If you don't know the exact path, it can be like very fatal. A lot of crowd control, a lot of continuity of the background actors, plus rain, and
we don't even think about all that stuff, you know, like how you have to get everything exactly. Like we see it all, you know, flowing very well. And behind the scenes, just, you know, how did they manage to do it? Different dates shot, you know, it's not the same day they did everything, like how we saw. So there's like this time element, you know, like you're playing with time when you see a movie. But that's a good thing. If you don't notice this thing, that means they did a good job, right?
Like you have to be wet in that climate, and that too like such early time in the morning. So yeah, that was the toughest part.
Yeah, this is I want to know.
So we were very particular about the position of the holes. It's all same, exact same. We just made the cave a 10% bigger for our equipment to move around.
Yeah.
We went inside Guna Cave on different climates, different timings of the day to understand the different moods of the cave. And cave is Guna is one of the characters in the film.
Yeah.
So for that also we took measurements inside Guna Cave. We laser scanned it. We did LiDAR scanning.
Oh, interesting.
And we took molds of actual rocks from there.
That's cool. All right. He's talking about us, guys. Us.
Different, but we are open to all kinds of film. Because Tamil also gets a good run here, Kannada gets a good run here, English and Hindi, and so we are open to all kinds of films, and language was not ever a barrier for us. So, and yeah, the audience like always has supported like movies which are very content driven, and
that's true.
Even my first movie Janeman did really well because of the audience. Like, it didn't have like much stars, so, and it was a very unknown director, and still it was received well, and it ran for like a good 100 days.
Like, because it was a good film, you know, like the play he plays with the screenplay, you think it's a comedy and then it becomes so serious, and it's so good.
Only because of the audience that I could make the second film. So I'm really thankful for the Malayalam audience for nurturing content-driven things and supporting it.
Okay. When he goes to his house to, you know, get him, come with us, that was interesting because it establishes the bond they have. In the cave also, when they are, I would think he would say that.
My personal favorite is like Soubin going down, finding him, Bhasi grabbing his neck. It had more impact than I expected in the theaters, and people were gasping, and like people were like startled and everything. So it is a very primal instinct that Subhash had that time for defending himself and grabbing his neck. So I think that is the most intense and my personal favorite scene between Bhasi and him.
You know, I also wonder like everything from him. I think the way Sreenath Bhasi's character is, you know, stuck, that is different than how the real person. I think in some interview he said that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But even the way he goes down, he comes up, he struggle, everything, is that everything accurate to what happened, or they did add some more elements to make it, you know, feel you more what's going on.
Sound.
Okay, interesting.
We are not the first team to approach them to make this film.
Oh.
So initially they were like, okay, they were like very open to share their story, but they still didn't believe it will like materialize. So until we started shooting and like we took them to Kodaikanal, and they were very cooperative from the beginning itself, and they gave me all the interviews separately, even their folks back at home, their respective mothers and everything. And I got to watch the movie first day first show with them, and so I was sitting next to Subhash and Siju while watching the movie, and I was like looking at their face rather than watching the movie. And
the reaction.
And they teared up.
Reaction videos work, guys. Interesting. Like there were so many surprises for me, like, because I know so many directors, I love their films, and they were in the film, I didn't recognize them because you don't get to see the face of the directors many times unless you really watch a lot of interviews. Like, I'll always remember his face. Now if he shows up in a movie, I'll recognize him. Hopefully I do, but that's how it works, right? So I couldn't recognize many because I just know their name, not their face.
Started my first film, my protagonist was a director, was Basil Joseph. I don't really think it's a very different process. Like of course,
this is also something, you know, unique. Not unique, I would say it happens in Hindi also, where these actors, they are friends and they try to make a small film. Example would be, what's his name? Come on. Rajat Kapoor. And he always makes these smaller films with Ranveer Shorey, and you know, so they all are friends, they direct each other kind of thing. But yeah, one thing is you see a lot of often happens in Malayalam is this, you know, all of them, like he's a director in some film, but he's acting here. He's a cinematographer, but he's editor also there. Like it's all like a family.
Actors knows how to like where to stand, when to turn, and the timing of the camera and the lenses which are being used. So how much they will be seen on that. Since they are all directors, they already know all this stuff, and they have been making actors act. So it was easier to direct a director because they have been doing this job. I tell them where they come from, how will they behave, and how is their house, or what is their socio-economical situation. So I build on that, and then I brief them so they know who they are and where they come from. And most of the actors in Malayalam are directors and filmmakers in other ways. So it's a like
collaborative,
like tasking kind of thing, we can say, what we do in Malayalam.
Casting, okay.
The real friends and the real friends, you know, the chemistry between the real people has to be translated onto screen by these actors. And fortunately, all these actors are also good friends and good friends of mine, and we all like hang out a lot. And so we have a lot of personal relationship together. And since we all know each other and we are like friends rather than co-workers, it really helped me to pull this off. First, I went with like the facial similarity.
I know the guy coming to his point, but like, okay, I just went blank. Like they all being friends, right? I was thinking about that only. Wait, them being friends, how does that help? And it helps. I totally lost my train of thoughts. Okay, let's just go back. Maybe I'll remember again.
And good friends of mine, and we all like hang out a lot, and so we have a lot of personal relationship together. And since we all know each other and we are like friends rather than co-workers, it really helped me to pull this off. First I went with,
because also I think, what I was going to say is that because the camaraderie is so real, that is more important in the film. And I know there was criticism that, you know, you don't spend enough time with the friends and you don't get to know them, who they are individually. But what I felt was I didn't need to know that, because they fit in that friendship group. You know these people, you know, in friends, you know these people around you, and that's very much, you know, with their shopping and moving around having fun, it's very clear they all are naughty, Soubin's character is a little more mature than others, and Sreenath Bhasi is very, he doesn't care about anything. So you get basic understanding of who they are through these scenes. You don't need to establish every character who they are, and I like that the film doesn't do that. So that's really stands out for me. Now coming to high casting people who looked similar.
The facial similarity, then I went with the acting prowess and everything. So I also experimented with a couple of directors who are not like regular actors.
Okay.
So in the end it all came well because we are all friends in the end of the day.
the song,
was
right?
Like, in a very initial stage itself, I understood that it is a very good tool to narrate the story. I should start it with that song. I should like have the climatic portion in that song. It was very well preconceived. Like very in the very early stages of pre-production, we decided, and we started to like work towards acquiring the rights for the song. So the lyrics means like the lyrics coincidentally mean can be very well placed in the scene. And to say Manidar Unadu Kolida Manida Kadalilla, to for humans to understand it's not mortal love, it's beyond that. So it can be very well placed in terms of friendship also.
That's the element, what makes the film stand out. Because you could have just, being a realistic almost documentary kind of film to show what they went through. But the moment you place that song, right, you make it your own, you make it personal, you brought two things which are not same together, for it to be something new, something more than what it was. And when you do that, that's what becomes classic. That's what will remembered for, for ages to come.
Discovered, so
okay, yeah, very important.
Yeah, so I always assert this audio is 50% video.
Yep,
so
that's
audio
true.
supports video. So without audio, like the video is like, I don't know, like it doesn't come to its full potential. The sound design actually transports you to the cave. So the echo, the reverb, and the sound of the bats, water dripping, and the sound of the flora and fauna around it. So that really transports the people to, and through immersive atmos mixing that Shijin and Fasan did an amazing job. And sound design also, we also asked Shijin to create design a sound for the inside the cave. So it was very abstract briefs I gave, like a sound of roots growing underground. So there is no sound for that, but you can imagine a sound like that. Also a sound of a tummy which is hungry and for a long time, and it's having some burps. It's like it coming from the earth, and the hole is hungry. So we use a lot of motifs like that to really put a character to the cave, to transport people inside the cave.
Has he been to film school or done some course, something like that? Because the terms he's using are very much you learn in film school. Remaking.
There will be a bunch of boys like every corner of the world who will end up doing something like this, and they'll get rescued. And friendship and love is a very universal thing. And but it's a real story, so I don't know how it will be placed. And
that's true.
If it is entire.
And according to my comment section and the review of Manjummel Boys, a lot of people like Akshay Kumar already doing on it. Guna Caves.
Fictional, will it get this much access?
Like, I would say the fall we see in the film, right? I would like, if it wasn't for a real story, I would have never believed someone survived that. Because it's something, like you need a proof that it can happen, then only I'll believe it. That kind of a thing. Because of fall, it's so like, it still survived after so long. Like, even if it's maybe fictionalized a bit, but it was not just a deep end, They were, like curves and all, and the person fell through all that to reach, and still they were able to save. And that's why they were called, so that no one has survived this, it's all, he's dead, but let's move on and all of that.
That it is getting right now, that also I'm not very sure about. But yeah, remakes, I'm very open to remakes and reinterpretations. Yeah, I think that should
interesting.
Go on its own thing.
Okay.
I don't know, like we have been conditioned to like work within our limits without like high budgets, or like we were not even like, we don't even think while writing about like while writing a screenplay, a fight with 1,000 people or anything. We can't. So we were always limited by the budget thing, like until very recently. So we had to like fully go for the content only. So we think so we had to like work from there only. So I think that limitation really shaped us making better and better content-based movies, which are on a small scale.
Great thing.
Of course, I have used IMDB. Like IMDB is like a good source to know about movies and who work behind them, and
self-promotion. Good job.
Like really like search for things, and Yeah, to
I'll be honest, I'm watching IMDb video, but I use Wikipedia more. It's more reliable to, especially in India. I think abroad, like IMDb is very good to find, who has worked on the film and to get contacts and, all of that. It's really good tool. But not in India. It's like totally website doesn't work well. What you want, you cannot find easily. Wikipedia is so easy. Everything is out there. What you want, everything you get. Like basic information, what you need about a film or a movie.
find out, yeah, basically like to find out crew from the other countries,
Yep.
and it is a really good platform. I think only IMDb was always there, and I think only IMDb is the thing to always the go-to website to, if you want to know, if you want to find out people who did what in movies. I think, yeah, and I also like the list IMDb has, which helps me find movies from this whole ocean of movies. Yeah. So I had a great time sharing my experience on Manjummel Boys with
Without a
IMDb.
focus.
Please contribute your reviews and ratings on imdb.com.
What about you guys? Do you guys use IMDb? Let me know in the comments. But again, interesting, to hear all the, things behind the scenes, and especially it being in English. I think a lot more people will find about a lot of many things that, go behind making a film of such caliber. And as I said, exceptional film. You can check out my review and cannot wait to watch it again and show it to my family. And I did ask the director on Instagram if the film is getting a Hindi dub. So he said they are working on it, but let's see if it gets released or not. I don't see high chances now. It's like the other films are coming up. There's no time to release it, but hopefully at least OTT will have the Hindi one, and I think definitely this film will do like huge buzz on OTT also, because of the buzz it had theatrically too. I think that will translate there also. But really, amazing to hear all these stories behind the scenes. Thank you for IMDb for doing this. I think they are doing a lot of content for India also now, so that's good. Good start. But what do you think? Let me know all in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Check out this video also.